Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. It's been a little while since I've done an update on the Gallic Wars, and there has been things going on in the background. And as I've completed a few units, I thought it would be a sensible time to take a look at what I've done. So as you can see, I've completed a couple of units of cavalry, and well, you can see a unit of dogs, which I'm going to be using as skirmishers. Now, again, these were, well, the cavalry at least were originally sent to me by Warlord, along with the other stuff. I've only got around to sorting them out and adding them into the force. So we'll kick things off first by looking at the Roman Caesarian cavalry. Now, I've got to say, I really enjoyed working on these. That's probably in contrast to what you're going to hear about the Gallic cavalry. I just feel that these guys have loads of character. Now, these are entirely metal, everything on there. The wire spears come in the packet as well. Now, these come in a set of 10, which is slightly odd, as you're generally, across most wargaming companies, you'll see cavalry come in sets of 12. Now, this doesn't bother me particularly, because I normally base mine in 9s, but I did find myself with an extra one to squeeze on. So as you can see, I put him on the middle base and made it the standard bearer, and just sort of brought him back a little bit. With the Romans, I've tried to create a bit more of a formation, so I've gone with the sort of a V-shaped, a bit of a wedge, just to sort of, again, get across that idea of organisation that we sort of stereotypically associate with the Romans. So I contrasted this, as you'll see in a little while, with the Gauls, who went a little bit more haphazard. Now, the first thing you're going to notice with these is, yes, I hand-painted all of the shields. This is the first freehand I've done on shields for quite a long time. As I said before, all of the spears are sort of wire spears, and they come with the set. Now, I just went and searched for just typical, Republican Roman shield designs, and then picked the ones that I wanted to paint. And to be honest, the one I enjoyed doing the most was the laurel wreath, and it's really, really simple to do and looks really effective. I just think that these guys have a lot of character, and yeah, varying up the shield designs does allow me to break up the sort of monotony of red that you tend to get on Roman troops. This shield was the favourite one that I did, doing the gold laurel wreath. I was really pleased with that, and also I decided to do those sort of wings for I was about to say the unit champion, but the chap in charge. Again, I decided to put these down as the 13th Legion, because why not? They were one of Caesar's legions, and I've already done Titus Pullo and Lucius Vorenus, and even though historically they weren't part of the 13th Legion, I think everyone remembers from Rome that they were. The musician is a nice touch, and actually I really like this musician because he's actually got the instrument to his mouth for a change. But again, I just tried to kind of keep a sense of motion with these, and when I was painting the shields, like you can see here on this blue one, I tried to give the idea of a wood grain a little bit by just focusing on sort of downward strokes when I was doing the highlighting, and I think it came together pretty well. Now, these guys aren't amazing in the rules. The Romans aren't focusing on cavalry particularly, but hopefully this will add a bit of speed, and also be able to sort of, defend the flanks of the Romans a little bit in the upcoming games. Now, I have got a big game coming up that I'm hosting along with Dom from Boots on the Table at our CrackCon event in October, where these guys, along with my Romans and Gauls and thousands of other Roman and Gauls, will be taking the field. So here you can see the Gallic cavalry. Now, I have a little bit more of a problem with these, and when I say a problem, it was just they come. So the horse is metal. The legs are molded to the horse in the metal, and the top halves of the bodies are plastic, and they are the same as the plastic Gauls that I've already painted. I just found sort of here, it just gave the impression that they were all a little bit stumpy, so they all had really short legs. It's not something I've ever really come across before. I don't know if anyone else has this sort of way of doing it. Ultimately, once they're on the bases, it didn't really matter, but I did find it slightly awkward when I was sticking them together, because I had to really clean out the sockets, if you like, of the torsos, so that the plastic torsos would fit in. So where the waist is, I had to really sort of dig that out. I used the same painting methods on these as I have with the other Gallic war bands, and yeah, I've added blue tattoos here and there, war paint, just just because, you know, it makes them stand out a little bit. And I've used the same shield designs as well that you get in the classic warrior set, and I thought adding in a musician would be fun. But as you can, this is what I mean here, you know, you can't really position the war horn there to actually be blown, so that's why I like the Roman one so much. But overall, these do the job well, and they get across that idea of a mob of cavalry. And of course, Gallic cavalry was pretty famous. You know, Caesar was a great admirer and did use Gallic cavalry in a lot of his campaigns. So these guys are significantly better on the battlefield than their Roman counterparts, even though the Romans have got this kind of illusion of being the more organized. Doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, that they were the better horsemen. So yeah, I don't know how many more units of Gallic cavalry I'll be doing. I will potentially try and do another one in the coming months and just have a small cavalry division for my army. Now, I picked up these war dogs in the Warlord game sale. Now, this was actually the SPQR set, and you get 12 dogs and 3 handlers. But I figured I would just use these as a, you know, count as javelin skirmishing unit, and they're just hurling a dog at someone or something like that. And I've got another handler and some dogs spare, so I can put those on command bases. And this was a lot of fun to work on. Really like the model, but this was the first time I worked with the Warlord resin, and it's interesting stuff. As you can see, still fairly bendy, even after you've painted it. I didn't have any great complaints to do with it, to be honest. I didn't find it particularly hard to clean. I don't know if this is the, because I think there were 2 versions of the resin, so I don't know if this is the later one. But yeah, I've absolutely no complaints. It was fun to work on, and yeah, I think these will add a lot of character to the Gauls. And as I say, I'm just going to say that they count as a javelin unit. Someone did send me some rules from the old Hail Caesar forums where they actually came up with rules for these, so I'll have to dig those out and give them a try. But as you can see, yeah, it's I've added, you know, a fair bit to them, so that, you know, the project is very much live. Obviously, if you've been following things, I've been working on the Punic Wars, so I've had a little bit of a break from this, but we have got a Gallic Wars game planned. Haley once again taking on the Romans, so this time she's got some cavalry to add to things. So so there we are. So I just wanted to do a quick update today and just show you, well, first of all, that the project is going well, and what I intend to do with these. So yeah, and this is what I mean. If we have a look in the book here, you can see, look, you know, look, the Roman cavalry, they get 7 dice on the clash, but only 5 sustained, and they got a morale save of 6. So it's not great. Now, if we compare that down here to the Gallic cavalry, we'll see that they are actually a little bit better, in my opinion. So if we look at these, be medium cavalry, 8 on the clash, 5 sustained, and a morale of 5, and they are tough fighters as well. So I'm gonna have to, well, I'm not the Romans, but Haley will have to think of some decent tactics to see these guys off. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Just a quick video today and a quick update. Once again, I must say thanks to Warlord for sending over the metal figures, and I will be continuing work on this project and updating as I go. I've already started working on some extra units, but the next thing to come in the Gallic Wars will be a battle report. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all looking after yourselves, and I will see you all again in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.